Hello friends, I'm AleXarcs and this is some more Destiny, and this is a video strategy guide for the Golgoroth fight in the Taken King raid. Now this fight can be pretty tricky, but there is a very precise way, method, strategy, whatever you want to call it. There's a precise strategy for how to kill this ogre. Now Golgoroth has about 20 to 25 million HP, which is quite a lot in Destiny terms. So basically you make use of damage buffs and certain crit spots to get the most damage and most DPS done to this ogre. So what you're going to want to do first off is split into two groups of three. Once you've shot the orb in the middle of the map and Golgoroth drops into the middle and spawns, you'll then spawn a load of adds on the left and right hand flanks. Basically split into two groups of three, one take the left, one take the right. Stay in cover, try and avoid being hit by Golgoroth. At this point you don't actually need to shoot at him or do any damage to him. It's advisable that you don't, because it just messes with his mechanics, as you'll see explain later on, but you just need to focus on the thralls and the acolytes that spawn. Once you've got them all gone, you can then change your focus onto Golgoroth. And at this point you need to split into two different teams now. You'll have two people up top rotating around this ledge called Taunters, and the other four people will be going into the pit next to Golgoroth, and they'll be the people doing the main DPS and damage. So basically, me and AleXarcs are going to be the ones taunting Golgoroth. And as you can see, he has a crit spot on his back that appears every now and again. When you shoot this, you will get Golgoroth's gaze. And you can see that's a countdownable effect, where basically Golgoroth, he stares at you and he fires these balls. Now what you want to do is you just want to blow those balls up. They do significant damage. But basically, when you get Golgoroth's gaze, a crit spot on his chest opens up, and that's where he fires those orbs from. Now being a taunter, your main focus is to destroy those orbs. But for the people in the pit, those four other fire team members, they are shooting inside that crit spot and doing major damage to Golgoroth. So what's happening here is basically me and AleXarcs are manipulating the direction in which Golgoroth is facing and using that to our advantage. Now you'll notice that there are orbs hanging from the ceiling. These are quite like the orb that Golgoroth spawned from in the beginning. However, when they drop into the pit below, they create a little area of effect aura, where if fire team members are standing within this aura, they gain a significant damage boost. So basically what we're doing is we drop the balls into the center of the map, and then we get Golgoroth to look in the same direction as where we've dropped those balls. That allows our fire team to sit in the area created and shoot straight into the crit spot of Golgoroth's chest. Now, under no circumstances do you want any of your fire team to shoot his crit spot on the back. They are two totally different crit spots. The one on the back is the one that attains his gaze and actually opens up the crit spot on the front. So only the two taunters are ever going to shoot him in that back crit spot. The rest of the team will only ever shoot him in his chest cavity. So you can see we've gone back to the bit where the ads spawn. Now basically you can only chain his gaze so much. Like I mentioned, there was a countdown timer on his gaze, and basically what me and AleXarcs do is we count down till the last second of the gaze, and then we get the other person to shoot and take Golgoroth's gaze. If, for example, his gaze was to run out to 0, he would then go back to his eye blast mode, go back to this state, and he would spawn more adds. Likewise, if he was to kill whoever he's gazing at during that gaze, he also shuts off his crit spot and spawns another wave of adds as well. So basically, you'll see here, I've just taken the crit spot, our fire team's just dropped the bubble in front of him, so they're getting a big damage boost, they're doing the DPS. I'm taking his gaze and I'm counting down right now, so I'm going 8, 7, 6, 5. So my fire team knows that they have to start dropping the next ball, and AleXarcs knows he has to then take Golgoroth's gaze before I count down to 1 or 0. So AleXarcs right now is also counting down again, since he's got the gaze. I know to start shooting this one to drop this orb, and then just before he gets to 1, I'll start shooting Golgoroth, and bang, I've now got his gaze. Our fire team moves back round to get into this aura, and I just start counting down again. 12, 11, 10, 9. Loco CRX knows at this point to start shooting down the next orb, and then to take Golgoroth's gaze before it counts down to 0. And this is how you can chain Golgoroth, chain those balls dropping, and chain loads of damage really, really quickly. It's all down to just communication with both the two taunters and the fire team below. Now, the way we route this is Loco CRX always takes Golgoroth's gaze first and allows me to drop a ball and then take the first DPS wave on Golgoroth. And as you'll see, it always works out that this is the last wave. There comes a point where you can't chain Golgoroth's gaze anymore, and his back crit spot won't open up for Loco CRX. So we then all resort back to our old locations on the left and right flank for more adds to spawn in. Now, another key part of this fight is the Enrage. Now, to my knowledge, there are 2 ways you can activate the Enrage. There is a pillar at the back of the room, and as a Guardian dies, it lights up with fire. The more Guardians that die, the higher the fire climbs up the tower. Basically, once 6 Guardians have died, cumulatively, you will enrage Golgoroth, and basically you get an effect similar to an Oracle. Your screen just goes black, and you end up just dying because you can't see what's going on, and the adds or Golgoroth gets you. There is also a timer, I think, or an enrage linked to either how many balls or how many attacks you do on Golgoroth. I'm not quite sure which, but to be honest, if you use this strategy and you do it like we do it, you don't have to worry about the timer or the balls enrage. Basically, the only thing you got to worry about is just not dying if you work this strategy like we did. Like I said, it's just all about communication. At this point, Loco CRX is counting down his Golgoroth gaze, so I know I've got time to shoot this down, and then I've got time to start getting Golgoroth and his gaze onto me. Our fire team once again moves around into the orb I've just dropped on the floor. They're getting that significant damage boost, and then they're just critting Golgoroth in that chest. Now, it does get a little hairy at the end. I do make a bit of a mistake. I don't get Golgoroth's gaze correctly, and he shuts off before we manage to kill him, but we do end up getting him down on the next wave. So this strategy does allow you a little bit of error, but you really do need good communication. For ages we were running this and realizing that we were only getting probably about a third of his health down before we were all dying, or before he was enraging through time or through the balls. So when you actually work it properly and you get this strategy down well, it is a really, really easy fight. Now, to my knowledge, my fire team were using sniper rifles mostly to hit his crit spot when they've got the boost, so I would thoroughly recommend them. As you can see, heavy weapons are pretty good for taking down the balls. The balls hanging from the ceiling have a weird regenerative effect, so you can't just shoot them for a bit and then leave them. They do heal back up over time, so you kind of have to do significant DPS over a short space of time to get them to drop. Apart from that, there's nothing really else difficult about this fight. It's all about the taunters, just getting Golgoroth to turn around and face him, so that your team can make the most use out of the buff dropped from those gooey balls. And yeah, that's really the Golgoroth fight. Not too difficult once you know what you're doing. The only issue you could possibly come across is if too many people die. You've got to be careful. The people in the pit do have to deal with a certain amount of adds at that point, but it can be easily dealt with, and ammo can be an issue, especially for the 2 people taunting Golgoroth, because we've got to constantly shoot those orbs. And once again, just don't get killed by those orbs. And yeah, it's just all about timing. I thoroughly recommend just watching this video, maybe without the sound. It's just positioning, that's all this is about. It's just orchestrating where he's going to be standing and dropping those balls and getting the most use out of the buff and the crit. You're limited on how much time you can keep Golgoroth and his gaze, so it's all about maximizing that time for DPS. And yeah, I think this is a good strategy. I don't know if there's any other way of doing it, because I think there is a timed enrage to it, but yeah, just you know, if you've got any questions about this, please just drop it in the comment section below. I'll try and help you, or, you know, other people watching can try and answer the questions or any issues you guys are having. But yeah, I do hope this strategy does help you guys out if you are stuck on the Golgoroth fight. I still haven't actually beaten the raid yet. We got to the AleXarcs fight on, well, it would have been early Saturday morning after playing it for 8.5 hours straight, and oh, I was fried by that point. So I still haven't done it yet, but if I do, I'll be sure to try and record it and get a strategy out for that as well. So yeah, I do hope this video helps you guys. If it does, please leave a like and comment, and you know, please share it as well with all your friends. And yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. I have been AleXarcs, and I will catch you in my next video, friends. Bye!